On Build Right, this beautiful Thursday, we're simplifying the building process in Lagos. The district officers in focus, and of course, joining me in the studios this morning, I have town planner Oluseye. Talking about town planner Oluseye Fadina. He's an assistant director, town planning services with the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority. He's also the head of the Ojo District Office. Town planner Oluseye, nice to have you in the building.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
How was your journey here?
Thank God.
Okay, great. He's been joined by engineer Semako Yemaren. He's an assistant director, engineering services with the Lagos State Building Control Agency. He's also the head of the Ojo District Office for LASBCA. Nice to have you in the building. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And you're welcome.
Thank you so well.
So let me ask you, both of you, are you coming in from Ojo this morning?
Not really. I live at Abulegba.
Oh, okay. So you transverse from Abulegba to Ojo every day?
Every day.
All right. But how was the journey here, by the way? Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. The road was free.
It was free?
Yes.
All right. And engineer, how was yours?
Thank you, sir. I stayed at Alagbado precisely.
Okay. So you go from Alagbado
to Ojo
every day?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's get into the business of the morning, because this morning I want to try and just situate your place and look at how things are faring within your district. So first things first, let's touch down a bit on the amnesty program, because a lot of times we always want to make reference to that to evaluate where we are and where we're coming from too. So the amnesty program was on last year from May through December. Town planner Oluseye, how was it within your district during that period?
Yeah, it was good. Amnesty is a program. It's a nice program that was initiated by our dear Governor Olusola Babatunde Sanwo-Olu, and it was nice because it stirred up the spirit of people to really came in to lodge in their approval for their existing building.
Right.
And it was glorious because there was waiver on the penal fee.
Okay. And people turned up during that period?
People really turned up.
So at that time, how many people were showing up in your office every day?
At least we have an average of 7 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
They will always show up at least every day, between 7 and 10 people.
Yes.
And were they able to get the approvals?
Thank God. In fact, the remaining backlog were able to clear it off. People really came out immensely and they follow it to the core.
Okay. All right. So from engineer Yemaren, what's your own experience? How was the experience during that period?
Yes, sir. The experience was awesome because the response was encouraging. People that has properties that has been without approval saw it as a window of opportunity to acquire same.
Okay.
And they came forth with all their details.
Yes,
their drawings and all of.
So anytime they show up with LASPPPA, the next place they will show up is LASBCA, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So at that time, you were able to evaluate what was the role of LASBCA in that during that period?
Precisely, we are responsible for screening of the drawings and visitation to all the sites that are submitted for that activity.
Right. So from your description, do you think Ojo, did they have many buildings that were completed without planning permits, Oluseye?
Yes, there are a lot of them, because in Ojo we have at least 60% of Igbos, because it's along the Alaba International. And many of them live along that corridor too. They live in the suburb area of that environment.
Okay.
And so as they were doing their business building, they were also doing their permanent, their personal residence building.
So most of them they didn't even think about planning permits at that time?
So many of them.
Wow.
And they came out immensely.
And from what you see, the conversations we had with them, were they happy that they had this kind of amnesty?
Many of them were happy. Even at the first instance, we had a low turnout in the second month of the beginning of the amnesty. But later, we now went on a sensitization and stakeholders forum, and many of them now got aware. But to the extent that made that was what made the governor to extend it to December.
Right.
But initially it's supposed to close in July.
Right.
Then later October, and later it was extended to December, and they really came up immensely. All of them turned out and they were able to obtain that planning permit.
Right. Engineer Semako, how would you describe Ojo? Is it a built environment or is it developing?
Ojo, it's a developing area with various building activities still springing up.
Okay.
There are still land yet uncovered.
Okay.
You have people coming up with virgin land to be occupied with buildings.
Okay. All right. Let's have an idea of what Ojo looks like, and of course the communities that bound the place, which my guest this morning Superintendent. So, Town Planner Oluseye, where is Ojo really, and which communities can we find around the axis of the borders of Ojo? Talk to me.
Ojo is located towards the Badagry. When you are coming from Amuwo-Odofin and you are going to Lasu, is directly opposite. Like all the Lasu area is within Ojo local government, and there are so many community within the Ojo. We have Tedi, we have Ira, we have Agric, we have Musafejo, we have Ilufe, we have Igbede, we have Igbede New Town, we have part of Ajanbadi.
Right.
Yeah. We have Alaba International itself.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a highly commercialized.
Highly commercialized area.
Okay,
yeah.
There's nobody that doesn't know Alaba International. All right. So for you too, Engineer Semako, do we still have other communities that you can mention within that corridor?
Ojo is well populated relatively. Communities that we also have within Ojo, we have Olojo Drive itself, which is the main road into Ojo. You know, we have my 10. Sorry,
okay.
We have
Mile 10.
Yes, there's a location.
We really hear of Mile 10.
Yeah,
what we hear is Mile 2.
Yeah, we have Ira quarters. It's also within Vokes. It's also within Ojo. And bounded the bounded areas of Ojo, we have the likes of Oriade.
Okay.
You know, we have Iba, Otuawori.
Right.
You know, those are the areas that bounded Ojo.
So is Ojo a big town?
Relatively, Ojo is big.
Okay.
We can't say it's small.
But it's heavily populated.
Very well, sir.
Right. So let's look at your direct responsibilities within that particular area, which is to pretend. Town Planner Oluseye, talk to me. What's your direct responsibilities there?
Yeah, as a district officer, I'm saddled with the responsibility of approving a bungalow building and 2-floor building. That's ground and first. And also saddled with the responsibility of recommending the 3-floor, ground first, second to my supervising director, and the 4th-floor, ground first, second, third. Yeah. And also saddled with other responsibility of recommending some commercial building to my SD, who will further recommend it to the general manager.
All right.
Yeah. And also some ad hoc works. Then stakeholders forum, sometimes we need to sensitize people about the building plan and about the planning permit.
Right.
So
okay, so you've been doing that. Those are your direct responsibilities.
Yes, I've been doing that.
All right.
Yeah.
And for Engineer Semako,
yes, sir.
What's the direct responsibility in Ojo?
Direct responsibility as a LASPPPA official in Ojo is majorly to monitor, like go around, you know, to identify buildings, ongoing constructions, you know, and then it is also my duty to ensure that letter of authorization is obtained for any permit that is issued or brought forward. You know, it's part of our duty also is to ensure stage of all ongoing constructions
right.
after authorization, and conclusively to process for letter of certification for fitness and habitation upon completion of those buildings.
So you are the watchdog of the built environment, is that correct? LASBCA?
Environment, yes.
So you go around all the time doing inspections?
Do inspection, do monitoring, you know, into the crannies and the corners of Ojo.
And do you find lots of infractions when you go on those inspections?
The reason why we go on monitoring, you know, is for that purpose. And I must tell you, sir, that we do come across them at infancy stage most of the time. Yeah, and when that happens, you know, it's our duty to serve them conservation notice and stop work immediately.
Right.
And that will make them to come to the office. Upon that, we sensitize them and then make them to go and obtain their permit before such construction can be allowed to continue.
So let me find out from you. So immediately they get their planning permits from LASPPPA, what are they supposed to do? Because a lot of times people will feel, well, now I have my permits. That's freedom for me to go around and start my building. So I can just go to my site and start building.
Yes, you are very correct about that perspective. Often when they obtain a permit, the number 5 on that permit clearly stated that they are now advised to go to LASBCA for letter of authorization to commence work.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Is it mandatory?
It is for every structure to after permit.
So it will be wrong if I go start building.
You don't do that. If not, you get yourself
in trouble. Wow.
Big one for that matter.
Okay, all right. So, that makes so unfortunate. Let's get back to Town Planner Oluseye.
Yes, sir.
The planning permits that you issue. Let's talk about that. How many types of permits do you issue?
Yeah, in district office, we have a planning permit. We have a renovation permit. So then planning permit cover so many on a residential, commercial, industrial.
Okay.
So then the one that is not within my approval purview, then I recommend them up there.
Okay.
To the SD, HOD, then further to the general manager.
So let me find out from you. If I buy like an acre of land somewhere in Ojo, with the thinking that I want to turn it into a filling station, what kind of permit am I going to get?
Yes, when you come like that, we'll first of all chart your survey plan. If it's really fall within the ODP or operational development permit planning, yeah. If the use fall within the area, so after which we'll follow you to the site to look at the area, the site itself. Then we'll work assessment for you, and with other requirement that you are going to bring. So
you're telling me now that most of those spaces that we have out there, they already have some planned things for it?
Yes, sir.
According to the operative development plan?
Yes, sir.
So I cannot just come up and spring up a petrol station somewhere?
No.
You mean it?
It's not permissible.
But people do say that. What's happening? We're living here. This place used to be a residential area. And all of a sudden, somebody has gone to build a filling station here, and we're just wondering who gave this approval. Yeah,
so many people doesn't know that it is not all the petrol station that has approval. That when they come like that, even before they start building it, we must get there to know that what they want to build there, it is according to the ODP. What we have in the ODP.
So you guys chart it up?
We chart it up in their survey plan.
Wow.
We shut it up.
Okay, just 1 second. I have a call here. Hello there. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Victor.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Andrew on the line.
Hey, Andrew, how are you doing?
And Mr. Fadina, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm greeting you. And I'm greeting you officially.
Yeah, I also have engineer Semako in the building as well. Greet him too.
Engineer Semako, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Andrew Behavior.
Right.
On the line.
Right.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes. Yeah, it's good bringing them in. They are reliable hands.
Okay.
When I say reliable hands, I've been following Mr. Sheye right from almost 22 years plus ago.
You mean it?
Right from... Hello?
I said you mean it?
Yes.
Wow.
Because, Mr. Victor, let me say this. Traffic radio has enlightened people and is continuing enlightening people. Even if traffic radio is not up to 20 years.
Right.
But for the past 13 years, traffic radio has been. They've been enlightening people, bringing people to fall. And you don't bring people that will fall our hand.
Right.
They've been bringing people that will lift the hands of people up. That's why I have to say this.
Okay.
I do call in several programs, but this one is exceptional. Mr. Sheye has been known for more than 22 years, and he has done something for me personally.
Wow.
When he was at... is it a good they call that place?
Yeah,
area when he was at that office.
Right.
I raised the case there.
Okay.
And with integrity, he has been doing it.
Great.
I'm not surprised for him to be in that place.
Okay.
It's just like a soldier traversing different areas to cover up.
Right.
He knows his onions, and even the colleague there, engineer Semako.
Right.
So, I pray God Almighty will empower them the more and give we, the citizenry, they are helping. I would say they are helping and assisting us to do the right thing. That's why you brought up this program, Building Right.
Right.
To do what is right. Because if you don't do what is right, you will fall for anything.
That's
and
true.
for us not to fall for anything, that is the building collapse or whatever, we must do it right. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you so much. Andrew Berivi is one of our very ardent listeners, and this morning he seemed to be commending you guys for doing a great work. That means he must have had interaction with you before. Town planner Oluseye, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you were saying that for those kind of structures, and
They have to be put in place.
yes.
They have to bring their survey plan.
All right,
We'll chat it.
let's take this call. Hello there, good morning.
Good morning, Otumba Victor. My name is Engr. From Ojibega.
All right.
Good morning, my Oga, in the house.
Good morning. Good morning.
From the last question which you just asked, Oga, you said where a filling station was meant to build, you can't change it. Let's assume that I wanted to build a filling station previously, and normally the place was meant to be a filling station. And as long gone, I said I'm not building a filling station again with my 1 hectares of land. I want to convert into an estate. Can it be changed? Thank you, sir.
Great question. Thank you so much, Ainde, for that one. So, in that kind of a scenario, can one change it to residential?
Yes, it's possible. That I said something the other time that when we charge the survey, if it falls within the ODP of the area, we look at the land use. So if it can accommodate it, and we advise you on what to do, the type of residential estate yard you are going to be, and it can accommodate it.
Okay,
Yes.
so it can be switched from industrial, from a commercial to a residential,
Yes.
but not from residential to commercial.
Commercial, yes.
Is that the way it works?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Ainde, I hope that answers your question. All right, so, but let's get to this now. In Ojo, for instance, do you have people who regularly violate, the building plan, or perhaps the ODP, as the case may be? Do you have that? Town Planner Oluseye?
Yes, sir. There are a lot of them that has already even built beforehand, and during the type of amnesty, during the amnesty, so it is not all the building that they brought that are provable.
Okay.
Yes.
Why is that so?
Yeah, we advise some that this kind of building cannot be, because there was a time we talk about condemnation, but it's no more in operation. So we advise them that maybe we don't know what the government will still say in the future, but it is not all the building, because some are built in a place that is not even is okay for planning and for such a building to be erected. So we advise them accordingly.
All right, then flash update coming from the control room says within the Ebute Road corridor, there's a breakdown of a loaded Mark containerized truck occupying the BRT corridor. It's having a rear tire shaft problem. This is at Eco Bridge in what's Costain. So Eco Bridge in what's Costain, there's a breakdown there, and a tow truck already contacted for evacuation, while we have traffic managers on ground doing the needful within that particular corridor. Okay, then, so we're going to take a short break right now. When we return, we hear from you too. You can join the conversation. Any questions that relates to the built environment, or perhaps you've been building and you've been having issues, or you've been trying to look at the best ways of correcting your papers, feel free to connect with us, and that will be on 091 5387 7127. 091 5387 7127. A brief break. We will be back.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Plan and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State. Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estate and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling, or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permits, and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the state operative development plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó Àjùmọ̀ṣe ni. Announcer, Lagos State Government.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Build Right is the program, and I still have with me in the studios this morning Engineer Oluseye Fadina, his assistant, Town Planner Oluseye Fadina, who is Assistant Director of Town Planning Services with LASPPPA, and Engineer Semako Yemaren, who is also Assistant Director with LASBCA. So getting back to the roads, we did tell you that Ebute and Akpokpon corridor, there's a breakdown of a loaded Mack truck. This is occupying the BRT corridor, having rear tire shaft problem at Eco Bridge in Wards Costain. Take note of that. We did also tell you about the one within the Victoria Island corridor. It's still receiving attention. It's a breakdown of a loaded 40-feet container laden truck with damaged back wheel and tires at Akinyadeshola in Wards Law School. All right, let's hear from you. 080-99-120-777. If you have any questions for my guest this morning, feel free to connect with us, and let's see how we can take that to the next level. All right, so with hindsight now, Town Planner Oluseye, do you think... Okay, let's take this call. Hello there.
Hello, good morning, Victor.
Yeah, good morning.
Comrade Daniel.
All right, Comrade Daniel, how you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Very good too, so let's hear from you.
All right, good morning, Mr. Engineer.
Town Planner. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Good morning.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, my question is that a block of flat already existing, and the landlord decided to, partition it into 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, increasing the number of living accommodation within the environment. Is there an infraction? And what is the consequence for this?
Yes.
I know these things are very common within Lagos Africa.
All right.
So, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So is that an infraction?
Yes, it is good for you to it is good for that question. If you come to our office, we are going to so many people doesn't know what building entails or construction, because there's what we call dwelling space. Okay. So a family is apportioned to a car parking space. Okay. So if a block of flats, say, or 4 flats, and you are planning to repartition it to like 8 flats, that shows you are going to require 16 car park. So if it was maybe it is 4 flats as it has been, that's 8 car park. So you that want to repartition it and you don't consider the car park, in planning we don't consider that a vehicle of a particular house should be parked along the road or the street. So
when we see that, what are we supposed to do? Because we see people coming up these days. I've seen a block of let's say 6 flats, or like 6 flats, and the space for the vehicles just barely, maybe 2 or 3 cars. So in that kind of an instance, what do we do? Yeah, if something like that, maybe if you look at a building like that, it could be illegal, because if you come to the planning office, they are going to tell you that, okay, if you are accommodating this, where do you expect them to park? And we don't want their vehicle to constitute a nuisance to the street. Right. So do you check for that, Engineer Semako, when you go for your inspections? Do you check for that?
Yes, sir. It's one of the basic reasons why we do monitoring, to check for infractions, and where such is notified or is observed, as the case is, immediately we serve a seal-up notice. We serve contraventions. We stop work. After 2 days of expiration, for the person to come forward with his proof of permit, and I'm sure if it doesn't have, be sure that the property will be sealed, and then subsequently it will be enforced so that the initial structure can be returned to.
Right.
Yes.
So let's talk about those developers now. We have lots of people who take over buildings. They say they are the what was it? Maybe they are the managers of such estates and all of that. Now, just like the question Comrade Daniel asked, you now find a 3-bedroom flat, and because the landlords want to make maximum gain, they now want to remodel the whole house. Maybe a 3-bedroom or maybe a room of this size, you can now see them partition it into 2. That is barely livable for one person. So what are you supposed to do as Engineer Semako when you go to those kind of... Do you inspect inside the houses?
Yeah, it's our duty to go around. We inspect the inside, and where such is observed, or where we come across such, like I said, such properties will not be spared. We serve it the notices and then seal it up, and at the end of the day we enforce it. We make the owner to return to
the way it's supposed to be.
Initial, yeah.
So that means you're able to... Do you do measurement to say, look, this is the size a room should be, and nothing smaller than this? Or does that happen?
In any architectural design, there are standards of length and breadth of what a room
should be.
Yes, sir.
So do you guys follow it out, or do you follow it up?
Yeah, we do. That's what we do in staging. We do conformity. We want to ensure that the approval you sought is what you put up.
Well, if that's the case, I'm sure you need to go to so many places. Because if I ask people to give us testimony this morning, I'm sure lots of people will call to let us know now that there are so many houses that do not meet that standard that you're talking about. But some messages here. This one says, good morning to the town planners in the studios. What changes would you like to see in Lagos building regulations or processes? Michael Ajayi is sending that one in. Town planner Oluseye is asking, what changes?
Yeah, we are looking at Lagos to be a smart city, and want such a vision to come to pass. So we want to see Lagos being developed to that extent, where every area will be free from waterlogged, where every area will have a decent house with a cross ventilation, where every area will be built according to the planning standard, that there will not be road infractions or what have you.
All right. Another message here says, good morning, Traffic Radio. If a building has been marked for demolition, is there any formal process for appeal or review before it's taken down? Ifeanyi is sending that one in. Ifeanyi, thank you so much. One of our regulars. So, Engineer Semako?
Yes, sir. Any building that is marked for demolition, it's expected to prove the structural stability of such building by inviting material testing for a test. And once that is done, the result of that test is interpreted, and we can be sure of due diligence afterwards.
All right.
If it is proven that it cannot stand further, proving a threat to life and properties, such building will be advised to be demolished before it creates a menace within the society.
All right. So if I buy an old building and I want to build something new, and can I just demolish without coming to you guys, or am I supposed to come to you for any permission?
Yes, sir. Before you do demolition, you will need to obtain a permit, and that permit can only be gotten from LASPPPA.
Okay. All right. 08099120777. Gradually winding to the end of the program. 09153877127. I have my district officers from Ojo this morning. Those of you that are within those corridors as well, you can let me know what you think about planning permits and building approvals. Let's talk about the market there, Alaba. I know there was a time we had lots of infractions there with the buildings, the structures that you had there. How far with it now? Has it improved? Have they been working on it? Engineer?
Yes, sir. Alaba Market, like you said, was visited, and some identification were made about buildings that were identified to have been very old and outlived their useful period. And after that development, we've had series of stakeholders meeting with the stakeholders or within the Alaba market, and they also reasoned with the government to improve the status of that place through new and modern structures.
So are they doing that now?
Yeah, as I speak to you, that is happening now.
All right. This one says, hello, Victor. My question goes to Town Planner Fadina. Permits take too long. What's causing the delays, and how is LASPPPA addressing that? You didn't put your name, but thank you so much. So how are you guys doing that? How long does it take to get a planning permit?
A planning permit is only gotten within 10 working days. That when you are coming at the first instant, we advise you bring your survey plan and the drawing, the architectural drawing. Then we quickly minute on it to the architect at the LASBCA to screen. After screening, then we don't count those days. Then after screening, then you will follow you to site, then you work assessment for you. Then immediately you pay to the government. That shows you have been in partnership with the government. Then you just count 10 working days. So immediately you pay, you make payment.
Right.
Count 10 working days when you have brought out all other documents.
Right.
Requirements.
So what else will make it go beyond 10 days? What would be the reasons if I don't get it in 10 days?
Yes, the reason will have been maybe observed from the beginning. I will have informed you. Maybe wrong title document, maybe wrong survey. Supposing when you bring the survey and we chart it and we discover that there is an error in the coordinate.
All right.
That when after charting we discover that where the site is being is not where it is on the physical ground, then we advise to because it used to happen like that.
Okay. All right, this one says, hi, I am Femi from Iba. What are the steps someone needs to take to get a planning permit from LASPPPA?
Yeah, I've just mentioned that you get a survey plan, get a surveyor to do a survey plan for you, get an architect to draw what you are intended to build. Then if it's a story building, you get a structural engineer to do engineering drawing. If it's a 3-floor building, you got another engineer to do both mechanical and electrical drawing for you.
All right.
And you bring everything. Then we'll minute on it, you go to LASBCA for screening.
Okay.
Then after that, elder document, title document, if you are a tax compliance person, you attach that to it and you are good to go.
All right, so Engineer Semako, so the building process is beginning. I've gotten my planning permit. I want to start. I come to you for authorization. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
After that, what's the next step?
After the authorization letter is issued with real sticker, the number 4 on that letter says that you should invite us, formally for stage certification.
Okay.
That stage certification exercise is the period for coming to your site, to identify and observe the quality of what you are doing.
Does that include the materials?
Including the materials.
So when I want to lay my foundation, you have to be there?
Well, it's important we see.
You mean it?
There. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So after the foundation, the next level, you have to be there?
Every critical level.
So you guys can come and live on the site with me then?
So, that's what we do. Notwithstanding the rigor, but then we got to ensure it because it is build right time.
Okay. Let's begin to round this off right now. Where's your office located? In Ojo District? Oluseye?
Yeah, it's within Ojo local government along Olojo Drive. Okay. Olojo Drive stroke Alaba International Road. So the office is exactly within Ojo local government.
And is that the same place for you, Engineer Semako?
Exactly, sir. Inside Ojo local government.
Okay, so by the time you get there, you'll be able to get to your office.
Yes, yes.
All right, so I wish you guys the best. And even as we round up, what's your message quickly? Town Planner Oluseye, what's your message to Lagosians?
Yeah, my message to Lagosians is that building permit, planning permit is a very, very germane document for someone to have. So if you have not gotten it, plan to have it, because I also have my own. So I will advise everyone to go to the planning office, make inquiry on what you can use to get it done.
Right.
It is very, very important.
Okay, then Engineer Semako?
Yes, sir. My message to all, especially the Lagos good people, is that the building right train is on the move. we got to join it and ensure that our environment is safe for our activities.
All right then, gentlemen, nice having both of you in the studios. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay then, so this morning we'll be trying to simplify the building process in Lagos State with Ojo district officers in focus, and they have been able to take us to the classroom. I'm talking about Town Planner Oluseye Fadina, Assistant Director Town Planning Services with LASPPPA, that's the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, and Engineer Semako Yemaren, who's also Assistant Director with LASBCA. So the ministry is urging you to report any infractions to the ministry. You can call this number 070-3065-3241. That's 070-3065-3241. Or you can also reach out to 080-3469-8264. That's 080-3469-8264. We have to go. The program this morning has been produced as usual by Mike James, and I say a big thank you to Akinsoya Adetola, who's Chief Public Affairs Officer for the ministry. Maximum shout out going out to Ademuyiwa Adu of the Lagos State Building Control. Is that correct? All right. Yes, yeah, Building Control Authority. Maximum shout out going out to you. In the studios this morning, Charity Matthew and Favor Odum. And I say a big thank you as well to Remy Aluko and Okbayemi Shoduke of our social media unit. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Oteri. I'm out. Stay very much within. Bye.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration.